Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the live trading room. I'm Ashley Reeve here. We're on at 2 to 3, and that's every Tuesday and Thursday. Before we get started here, remember the information we discuss in this session. This video is opinion and should not be construed as advice in any way. A warm welcome to everybody. Welcome to the live trading room here. It's good to be with you this afternoon. We're exactly 3 minutes after 2, and we want to get into this thing here today. Interesting first 6 months of the year, and we want to try and see what's happening. So if you're here for the first time, warm welcome to you. Our chat facility is already on fire there with our great Magic Marketing team. If you have any assistance there, or if you need any assistance, you can click on those links. Our support team is waiting for you. You can reach them at care@tdmarkets.com. But once again, what a pleasure, what a blessing to be alive, and what a privilege to be with you guys here this afternoon. So, Ash, what's the main theme here for today? Well, look, the market is moving from a lot of fear to relief, but not yet to certainty. And I think that's a very important point. Last week, the market was pricing in a lot of conflict and a lot of supply disruptions. And this week, the market is pricing in, more Iranian oil supply. There's lower energy costs. There's less inflation pressure, but still but still higher interest rates. And, the market is asking, will peace lower inflation fast enough before central banks raise those rates again? So let's maybe start off nice and easy, nice and simple here. With the first point, which is the big driver here, and that's the US-Iran talks. Now, let's quickly just back up a little bit. Let's ask the question, what happened? The US and Iran, they are making progress. There's a 60-day roadmap that's been agreed on. King, I see you there, my friend. Good afternoon. I hope you're doing well. Yes. There's a 60-day roadmap that's been agreed to. Iran can temporarily sell oil again. There's working groups that have been created. More oil is entering the market, and one needs to ask the question there, King. Why does all of this matter? Well, more oil supply means lower oil prices, and I'm going to go to that oil chart just in a sec. All right. But let's just get the fundamentals right here. Peter, I see you there. Good afternoon. It's good to see you. Let me know what you're trading, buddy. All right. Let me know what you're trading. We're going to have a look at it. But let's just understand the fundamentals here, guys. I think that's a very important thing. As you guys know, when it comes to TD Markets and the Academy, we provide context. We provide unmatched, educational content. And we really give all our traders an understanding of what is going on. All right. So it's good to be with you guys. So let's just look at it here. So why does it matter? Well, remember, more oil supply. There's lower oil prices, and oil is like, blood in the global economy. When oil falls, there's, a lot of things that gets affected. Let's maybe start off with transport. It gets cheaper. Manufacturing gets cheaper. Inflation pressure reduces. All right. And the trading angle here really is that risk assets generally like oil or lower oil. All right. Share, I see you there too, my friend. Wonderful. Euro AUD, Euro NZD. Ash will definitely look at them. All right. So with these oil prices now, a little bit lower, I'll go to the chart in a couple of seconds. We should watch stock indices, watch your airline stocks, and watch your consumer sectors. Very important. All right. So let's go to this to this oil price here and go and see what's really happening. All right. So we're currently sitting at $77 a barrel. I've got the hour frame on here. Done a bit of analysis here, so to speak. Just a little bit of context for you guys. I'm looking at it from a short. Shira, don't worry. I know that we've been pals with oil for some time, right, my friend? I know you can bear witness to that. Some of the guys that's on here this afternoon, you can let them know. We've been friends with oil for quite a bit of time, and it's done what it's done, yes? So Oil is currently sitting at $77 a barrel. I'm talking about the crude now, all right? Crude Brent, not the WTI. It's stabilized around the $74 a barrel. Let me just zoom out. Let me just show you there. So it's stabilized roughly around the $74, $76 a barrel. Lower time frames, obviously, all right, for you to check it out right there. And markets are no longer pricing in a major Middle East supply shock. Remember, I spoke about that 60-day agreement, right? So what should you look at in terms of the Brent crude? The Strait of Hormuz, obviously. 20% of, more or less the global oil moves through that route. Traders, you can think of it as the world's oil highway. If the highway stays open, oil can continue falling. If tensions return, oil can spike very quickly. So the impact of the market is really then lower oil generally supports stocks, consumer spending, and economic growth. Please, this is not a teaching session really, it's just sharing content and knowledge so you can understand, yeah? Shira. Yeah, let's just call it what it is, right, my friend? It was a toxic one at some point. Yes, let's just call it what it is. All right. I see premium structured Forex there. Selling gold. I'll go and have a look at it. Not a problem. Thanks for letting me know. All right. So guys, watch consumer spending, watch the stocks, watch the economic growth because of the lower oil price. So let's see what's happening. From a daily perspective, all right, the oil price, we've mentioned this 2 months ago already, all right, 3 months ago, that there's exhaustion at the top. And it's done, pretty well in terms of our analysis. We've seen price here from the spike of over $100. We've come down significantly. Now, what I'm seeing develop is a support. We've already gotten a lower low, and it looks like price could be edging up again to create another lower high. So we are watching this support very, very carefully. That does not mean that there is fundamentals that is creating this. This is just a pure technical move, all right? So from this area here, we're looking at the divergence that's setting in on the hour frames, particularly the 2-hour frame. You can also see it on the 3-hour frame, as well as the 4, and that is where we're at. So it's edging up on the 4-hour frame here. And there is a possibility that we could be getting into a possible correction. Now, that correction, I'm short-living that one. Ash is not looking at holding the oil price all the way to the upside. And let me tell you what I mean by that. I'm not looking at it, all the way till there for now at 96. It's at 77. What I'm looking at is only possibly up until roughly around $82 a barrel. All right. Let me actually place the roughly around there, 82.40 cents. All right, USD. That's what I'm looking at this point in time. That's if we get the following break in structure, technical structure breaks. I needed to break above this block, first block there. And then we advance up. Let's go and grab that area there. And if we do break out 82.40. So firstly, I'll be looking at around 80. And then 82 there. All right. And you know what, Shira? The toxicness there, I don't think that's going to be too toxic. That is just a couple of dollars in terms of price or edging up. All right. That's on the oil there, guys. For all of the guys that are into it, we have created a lower low and a possible correction now. Probably $82 a barrel. And if it breaks that area, yes, that extension could come into the 90s. But for now, all right, that is what we're looking at in terms of oil. All right, guys, if you're brand new here, all right, welcome. It's an absolute pleasure being with you. All right, as always, let me know if you guys can see. Let me know if you can see Shira. Let me know, Peter. Let me know if the charts are still visually correct and appropriate, and if it's there. All right, you can just pop it in the chat facility. All right, if you're here for the first time, you can subscribe to our channel as well, guys. There's quite a few things coming end of June. We will be shifting quite a bit. Thanks a lot, Pete. We'll be shifting quite a bit. Just so you guys know, there's more trading rooms coming. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be fantastic. All right, brilliant. Thank you, guys. Fantastic, fantastic. All right. So let's then also maybe, throw in the treasury yield here. Many guys don't always talk about the bonds or the US 10-year treasury yield. At TD Markets, you're going to hear it. All right. TD Markets, you are going to hear it. Sage, I see you there. Good afternoon, my friend. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. At TD Markets, you're going to hear us chat about it. You'll hear it from your account managers. You'll hear it from myself and Tsepo. All right. We are absolutely on the ball when it comes to what affects the market, and the bond is definitely one of them. So let's maybe quickly just throw this in here into the race. All right. So what happened with the US 10-year treasury yield? It slipped to around 4.48%. Many, guys, they're searching, they're looking at why. Lower oil means lower inflation fears, but the yields aren't collapsing because traders still think the Fed may hike those rates. And the important point here is that the market has gone from the Fed may be done to the Fed may not be done. And that is a huge shift. So you can watch the PCE inflation report this week. This is the Fed's favorite inflation measure. And a lot of traders care about this. Theo, I see you there. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. A lot of traders care about this, all right? Because if inflation comes in, then it means, lower than expected, then the dollar may weaken, stocks may rally, and gold may recover. I saw premium there, premium structure. You mentioned you selling gold, okay? So watch that PCE inflation report there, all right, if you're in the gold, because gold may recover. You said you're selling it. So if that inflation comes in, the dollar weakens and gold can push to the upside, all right? But if the PCE comes in higher than expected, and obviously the dollar strengthens, stocks can struggle, the gold becomes pressured now, all right? So premium structure Forex there, it's premium structure Forex 9709. Watch for that one, all right? Higher than expected, stronger dollar, stocks struggle, gold pressured, and the yields rise. That means there's more investment coming into the bond market. Bond market, one of the most stable forms of investment still for many investors, all right? It's obviously a government bond yield, and there is a rate attached to it, and they put millions of dollars into that, okay? So watch the interest rate expectation that's tied to the inflation. This is one of the most important stories, and I'm going to go to the euro dollar just now, go to the gold, don't worry, I got you. But this is one of the most important stories. Remember, guys, what we do at TD is we look at the mechanisms of the politics, the economics, the social factors. We don't only look at technical levels and so forth, guys. We amalgamate them together. That's what me and T do with all the live streams and the classes. We teach our students how to analyze the market more effectively, more thoroughly, and you need to get the fundamentals. You need to get the economics in there as well, all right? So the interest rates, or at least the expectations of the interest rates, is one of the most important stories. Last week, the September hike probability was at around 29%. Today, that same hike is at 68%. So that's massive repricing, all right? And how this translates is that the market obviously now believes that interest rates may stay higher for longer. And this is important because if those interest rates are higher, that bond yield is then something that we look at, and we will then push from there. So let's look at the gold price now, and let's try and see what is happening there with the gold price. So I'll switch to the daily just so we can get an overview of that first. All right. So here's the gold. So we see it's falling. So premium, I'm with you on that one in terms of it falling there for now. It's currently roughly around 4,117. It's come back to this zone here, dollars per ounce. And one of the reasons why it's falling is because normally peace talks should help the gold. But another force is stronger, is those rates that I spoke about, those interest rate expectations, all right? So simple explanation connected to the gold now is that gold pays no interest, guys. So when the bond yield rises, gold becomes less attractive. Please listen to the understanding of this here now, all right? Are we together there? When the bond yields rise, because gold pays no interest, gold becomes less attractive. And what gold traders need is a weaker inflation number. All right. This is helping you amalgamate your technical chart with that of the fundamentals, the driving forces. We're not talking long term here. We're speaking short to medium term, guys. We can't be chatting long term here in the next 3 to 5 years or whatever. We speaking about a couple of days, weeks, and perhaps months. All right. We're not chatting about long term. We're looking to extract some cash today, extract some cash tomorrow, extract some cash on Friday, maybe on Monday next week. All right. So we have to teach our guys in context to that. We don't just say gold is getting weaker. Are we together there? All right. It's not enough to tell people that it's just getting weaker. Give them the mechanics behind this thing. All right. That's going to be key. So what traders need now is a weaker inflation number that could, number one, lower those yields. Number two, all right, weaker dollar and obviously the gold support if you're buying it. All right, if you're buying it. If you're selling it, it's a different story. Then you'll be in the category where premium structured Forex is. All right, then you will be there. That's very important. All right. So right now, from a daily perspective, we're seeing gold. It's at that support level there, but I'm actually going to start this one over so you guys can see it. All right. So here we go, 1 hour frame here, and we're going to be working it inside out. I'm going to look at the minute frames first. All right. The first thing I'm going to be doing is looking at it from a minute perspective, and I'll be using either the 10, the 12, or the 15 minute, which is going to give me what I need. So I think the 10 minute seems to be doing very well here. So let's use the 10 minute. And here I have my high. I've got my low there. This is important. There we go. And I'm now going to switch now to the higher frames, because what the higher frames are doing is it's also showing us, I want to see if there's any divergence on the higher frame. You see, there's nothing notable right now. There's only divergence to the downside. So the minute frames has a bit of divergence, but not the hourlies. So I can't use the hourlies. All right, I'm only going to use the minutes. And here we go. I got the next area that gold could go to, from there to there. There we go. Beautiful. Actually, very nice structure here. So this is what we're working with right now. That's what we're working with right now. Gold is currently, from a 10-minute perspective, you can see it. That's where we are. Now, I can't do anything yet. All right, premium, we said you're selling it. Many of the guys will want to sell gold or at least get into it if we're going to about $4,089 per ounce. All right, and that's the area here. That's the previous low. And they would want to get in there should price break that specific low. All right, so let me just do this. And we'll leave this one and see what happens. But the important part is also to remember is that the gold price in this structure over here, look at this, there, is going to be critical as well. Let me actually just do this. So right now you can see there is a rejection. All right, there is a rejection, but I'm going to give you something important here. All right, that if price has to rise, where is the area that price is more likely to go to? Now look at the divergence here in this white block here, that structure. Just make sure that you check it out. All right, sure, I want to sell only until 3,800. All right, 3,800. Got you. All right. So check this out. On a 5-minute, we're looking at minute frames here because that's where we're getting structure, right? We've gotten a high there. Here's a correction taking place. Very important now. Now watch. If price gives us a higher high, then it means that this area becomes very interesting for us, all right? So let me show you the area that I'll be looking at after it breaks there. There we go, almost there, right here. So I've got my data window open, and this area here, it closed at 59, 57. I'm looking for the highest zone here, 58, 56, right here. This candle, right there. Right there. That candle is going to be the key zone like that. All right. So this area is key here, guys. Let me just make it more apparent for you. That's the area. That's the candle. That's the structure. If price jumps up here and we get a close above that zone, all right, that is a correction that could be going up here now. Very important, all right. So on the side of premium there, all right, I like the name, by the way. Yeah, on the side of premium there, if you look at the much higher time frames, I can agree with premium in terms of us pushing down here. I can agree with you, premium. I am looking at the much shorter structures now, microstructures that we could be going up first. Possibly if we break above that area, we could be pushing up first before we come down. All right, so watch that level, watch the 4133 very carefully today. Let me actually put it there so you can see. This is for all the gold diggers. 4133, all right, $4,133 per ounce. There we go. That's the gold there. All right, make sure you check it out. That's the gold price. And you can see I'm taking my time. I'm not trying to rush anything because I want you to see this thing. All right, 4,133. Let's now go to the euro. I'll loop back around on that one there. Let's see the euro here. Euro USD. So that's what I'm saying with premium. I see that dollar is very, very important. At this point in time, we're seeing the euro dollar continue to go down even on the daily. Look at this. It's literally pulling through this entire structure here now. All right. So let's start this sucker over here. Let's start this one over. And let me start off with the minute frames and let's dissect that one there. Let's see if I can find something. Yeah, it's looking good. Right here. Hold on. So this is the short microstructure that we are dealing with, okay? There's absolutely no stoppage yet. Absolutely no stoppage yet. All right, you can see there's actually no divergence that's set up after you go past the 1 minute. Sorry, if you go below the 4. So 1 minute has, 2 minute has some divergence, yes. And this is a structure I'm dealing with, okay? Just the gray area. I'm just dealing with the gray area now. I'm not dealing with anything outside of that. There's only a bit of divergence on the first 3 minutes, and I'm dealing with all the guys that the scalping getting in on the lower time frames. There's divergence here. There is divergence here. All right. So let me make sure that you guys are understanding that component there. That's the low. That's the low. There we go. All right. So now check this. I'm leaving that as is, and I'm going to go and look for another box. There it is right there. The 3 hour, 4 hour box. Yeah. 3 hour or for the 4 hour. There's the high, and here is our low. So if price continues to do what it's doing and there's a bit of a correction coming, then you can see this is all that we'll be trading actually. That's it. Just that. Just this. That's it. There's a bit of divergence here. So the gold and the euro USD, we're watching them together. So let me now see what's happening here on that stopped at 62 on the RSI. This candle here, 62. Very important candle. All right, let's see this one, 49. So we'll be dealing with the 1 minute here. This is the one, guys. This is the candle on the euro USD for all the guys that enjoy it right there. That's the candle. The high of that one, that's the candle. Specifically that area there I'm dealing with. Right there. There we go. All right. So if I get a 15-minute candle closing above there, that becomes a beautiful place for us to start looking for some entries. That's for 43 pips to the upside. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful move there on the euro. Now, maybe just to understand this a little bit, all right? So what's happening fundamentally with the euro? I'm talking about today now, all right? The euro is under pressure, as you can see there, guys. And the reason for that is, there's a few there. There's a lot of contracting PMIs. Those are the reports, purchasing manufacturers indexes. The stronger dollar is another pressure, and then obviously just the weak European growth. And so one of the key messages that we can take from this entire area here is that Europe is obviously fighting two battles, all right, at this point. Slow growth and inflation. It's not a comfortable place for the ECB. So this specific move here, even if you look at the daily, there's a lot of downside here. A lot of downside here. So what Ash is saying to you is that I'm not looking for price to be pushing from there all the way up. No, sir. That's not. No, ma'am. I'm saying to you on a minute frame, if price breaks above this area here, creates a new high, that is a short-term correction for scalping purposes. On the much higher time frames, it is more bearish here. All right. It's more bearish to the downside. So this session is bringing the short-term picture to light here. That's what this is bringing. All right. That's what I am revealing here. So on the oil price, we're seeing what's going to happen here. All right. If the oil price continues to go down like this, then obviously we're going to see the gold push up a little bit there. We're going to see the euro push up a little bit there as well. All right. Let's look at that AUD USD now. Very disappointed in this one. Price has actually gone past my areas that I was looking for. It's just really, really tanked down at this point in time. Okay. It's tanked down at this point in time. And so has the NZD USD. They normally move together. This one has also moved down. And they are having similar movements to that of the Euro USD. It's just the structure looks a little bit different. The Euro USD on a daily frame, if you zoom out, there is, let me go to the daily, there's almost no support there. But if you look at the NZD USD, there's a lot of support that it can still find there. So even although they are bearish at this moment in time on a daily frame, all right, there is still a lot of structure here. The Euro USD has nothing here. Look at this. It's free falling. If I zoom out, that's a free fall all the way down to possibly 1.10 versus the NZD. If it falls there, it goes to the 55 cents there. Look at that. That's it. It just goes down till the 55 cents is now at the 56. Goes on to the 55 versus the Euro USD. It goes from the 13 cent to the 10 cent on the exchange there, which is absolutely incredible. So there's really no movement like the Euro USD now. If it continues to go down, it will be fantastic. I mean, look at this 5 minutes here now. Look at that. You see that? So there could be a rise here first. That oil price is giving us that. If you go back to the oil price coming down, we're looking at price pushing up a little bit over here. I think that's a very, very important point for us just to mention there. All right. I haven't forgotten Euro AUD on a buy, the Euro NZD on a buy. And there is a bit of support there on the Euro USD. So let's quickly go there. Let's go to the Euro AUD and let's go see what is happening over there. Guys, I hope I'm still audible. And the charts are pretty clear there. You can just let me know in the chat facility. If anything goes sideways, let me know. And then we'll check it out. All right, Euro AUD. Here we go. Euro AUD. It's already from a daily move. Wow, it's gone more than 0.5% in strength today. Beautiful. So let's just have a look and see if there's any. All right, so there's the 1 hour. There we go. Thanks, King. Nice. All right. So let's have a look at this now, guys. We have Ooh, look at this. There's a bit of divergence here now. From there to there. Pete, check it out. There. And then let's have a much higher structure. We're going to find this. There we go. Just found it. It's on the 3 hour. I found it on the 3 hour. There we go. Right there. So what's currently happening then is this structure has already been reached. All right. When I say I'm talking about the white one, the white one has gone up significantly already. And we're now looking at the possible move of the gray one. All right. Which is there from that high to that low there. Now, if we break past the trend and obviously break out of this block here, we have a higher probability of price pushing to the upside over there around 1.65. It's now at 1.64, 1.65, 100. Now, we must be careful as well because remember, there's divergence here. Let's look if we can see any notable areas of divergence before we jump to any conclusions here. And I'm looking at the much lower time frames now. Okay, much lower time frames, your 3 minutes. There's a lot of divergence happening here. A lot of divergence happening here. Look at that. Look at this area here. That is a very credible area. And according to what's happening here, this is a correction. So, because that's the last high. And we've come down, we've hit a low, this is a low, and this is a correction. So if we create a lower low there, all right, short term, we could be coming back down here, all right, which means the structure on the 3 hour will be paused and we'll be first making our way down again back here before we push up to the 1.65. So that would be a move of about 70 pips. All right, the move to the upside is about 92 pips. So either way, if we create another lower low, so if this happens, if that happens, and we break past that area there, we could be coming down here first. All right, so watch this very carefully, Pete. I know you're pushing there. All right, watch it very, very carefully. That's the Euro AUD. Let's go and look at that GBP USD as well. It's definitely something that I wanted to check out today as well. Let's go and look at it. It's 14.35. Guys, there's nothing that's pushing the price at this point in time, okay? There's no fundamentals right now that's pushing anything. So we're just dealing with some of the technicals here. And I'm looking at all of the major assets here now. I'm not looking at all the smaller ones that don't move that much. The gold, the oil, the Euro USD, the major pairs basically, okay? Those are the ones that I'm checking out here and just giving a bit of an update on them, all right? So same here, look at that. Look at this here. So 10 minute, you can see price is struggling to push down, all right? Look at that, it's struggling to push down. Let me zoom out. Go to another, there we go. This is actually a beautiful, beautiful structure. You can see it. Look at this. Price is struggling to push down. Look at that. Now, if I go to a much higher time frame, all right, please pay attention to this, traders. All right, we have the second structure right there. And this is what we're dealing with. There is definitely divergence here. Definitely divergence here. And what I want us to focus on here now is the following. Watch this very carefully. We are still stuck here. So what we need is we need price to break out. All right, we need price to break out. Let's do this. Let me just get it proper. I just want to get it done properly. We touched. Hold on. There we go. There we go. That's what I used. Do you see that? I'm touching the zags. Very important. Let's move this up. So you can see more or less where price could go. So the first move, if we do break out there, the first move up, we go till there. All right, we go till there. In fact, let's quickly go and see what the Euro USD is doing, because remember we said they're moving similarly. There's the gold. Look at that. The Euro USD has given us a beautiful candle of momentum. If we get another candle above there, momentum is definitely up there. The GBP USD, guys, we can watch it. Remember, there's guys that will be trading the GBP USD after that break there for about 41, 42 pips up to this area here. All right, there is divergence. I'm going to find it quickly on the lower time frames. Yes, there it is right there. I'll show it to you now, right there. There's a lot of divergence here. Now, Ash, what do you mean? Look, it's coming down, right? It's coming down. But look, it's staying above the 30. It's staying above the 30 here, meaning it's out of the oversold area. And it's advancing above the 45 and the 50 on the RSI, which is telling us there's momentum to the upside. So the first move from there to there, that area there is only 42 points. It's quite a bit of movement, guys. You put 2 standard lots on there, you're beautiful. All right, so GBP USD, watch it very carefully there. All right, watch it very, very carefully there. I also got to look at that Euro NZD. All right, let's go look at that Euro NZD. And then we'll quickly finish off with those US indices. All right. Guys, also maybe just to mention to you guys, end of the month, we are doing something brand new. The TD Academy. As we obviously get into the new month, we'll start to chat a little bit more about it. But you'll be engaging more with us on the trading rooms. What we have seen is that there are many traders. They're obviously waiting for a Tuesday and a Thursday. And what we are doing now, we are shifting things a little bit here in the academy, where we're going to be online more on, well, we're going to be online in the trading rooms a little bit more than you would normally see. But we'll explain that as we do go along. All right. I'm seeing divergence here. Definitely divergence. Let's see if it's moving up to the other time frames. It's ending at the 1 hour for now. Okay, so there's definitely divergence here. It's created a high. So let's quickly deal with that high and see what's happening. This is the Euro NZD. Euro NZD. From there to there, that's the structure that we're busy with now. That's the structure that we're dealing with now. Let's see if there's anything else. I'm not seeing it on the 3 hour. All right, so it looks like this is the one here. It's at a resistance, guys. So Pete, be very careful of this one. Even from a daily perspective. Right now, at this point in time, Euro NZD. Wow. That's the area we're looking at right there. So that's what we're looking at. If price pushes to the upside, so you can obviously understand it from that angle. All right, look at that. If we break above that zone there, understand that there is some upside there. Okay, so just watch it very, 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 all right? Oh, yes, King, giving out yes, my friend. Couple of nuggets there. There'll be some theory. We have, I'll share this with you, definitely assignments, but we're really looking forward to, rolling out end of June. All right, so let's loop back quickly here, guys. Oil price, we still at $76 a barrel. We came down a little bit from 77. The gold price pushed up just a little bit there. Like I said, we're not getting into anything here unless we break above 4133. Euro USD, we have a candle that's given us momentum, but we've had it here too, all right? And price came down. So we're not moved or triggered by this. Momentum, this is a correction taking place now. The question is, if we, question would be, what do we do? We have to wait. Now, if price breaks this low here, it's obvious. We can't get into any buys here, all right? But if price breaks above and creates another candle of momentum, breaking that area, that's a different story. GBP USD, right now, we're waiting to see what happens. We're still in this structure here. There's nothing we can do here at this point in time. We have to wait for this to actually pan out. There's a lot of divergence here. People are seeing, all right, people are seeing this. They're seeing that, and they're thinking more downside, and that's true. There's nothing wrong with that. But price is building up a lot of supports inside of that, and that is where we are looking to possibly get our buy from. Like I said, it's about 40 pips over there. All right. Let's look at those stocks now, guys. We'll look at the S&P 500, and we'll look at the US 30. Now, maybe just a question here, fundamentally, what happened? US futures obviously sold off. NASDAQ was actually hit the hardest. And many of the traders have asked why. Well, you know, the market obviously at this point is questioning AI spending. Investors are asking questions like, are companies spending too much money on AI infrastructure? The AI traders moved from excitement to a lot of scrutiny. And so this discussion on the AI bubble is a great talking point, maybe not only for today, but, you know, for the future. Markets loved AI when spending was increasing. Now markets want, obviously, I mean, they want to see profits, they want to see revenue, they want to see returns. And the question has changed from how much are you spending to what are you earning from it? And that shift is important. All right. So we're seeing a bit of a sell-off. But again, the oil price also has to do with this. The interest rates in terms of that yield also being a little bit higher also has to do with this. So let's maybe look at it from a daily perspective. All right. If we do look at it, let's look at it from a daily perspective. The US 30, you can see is at a big high there. Right there, look at that. We've created a new high, but I'm telling you there's divergence here. So if we get in with it and look at that divergence, there it is, right there. Look at the divergence. All right, look at this. From there, lots of divergence here. So if the dollar continues to strengthen here with those yields, we could see the stock market, again, like I said, watch it come down. All right. So let's look at it now let's scrutinize it a little bit more here. 10 minute, 12 minute. Let's have a look and see. 10, 12, and 15. That's what I'm looking at. All right. 10, 12, and 15. So I'll look at the 10 on this side. That's the area, right? That's the high. That's the low right there. All right. That's what we're looking at right there. All right. Then the higher time frames, look at this, lots of divergence there. And I'm actually going to find this on the 2 hour more. Yes, there we go. So what we're waiting for here, and I want you to watch this on at 3:30. If we break out of this white block, there's a higher probability that price is pushing down, okay? There's a lot of divergence here. It's clear as daylight. Look at that. Lots of divergence. So we're going to be watching this very closely. Lots. Look at that. So if we can just break below that area. In fact, let's do this. Going to a higher time frame. 44, 43. See this candle here. Hold on, I'll show it to you. This candle here, very important candle. There. And there. Now we're currently inside of it. Look. This candle here. And again, I'm being very, very specific. This candle. Hold on. Hold on. That one. Look where price is. Why I'm saying it's such an important candle? Look where price is now. Come on. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to get this to be a little bit more specific. All right, there we go. This area is important. And we're currently in there now. Look at that. So if we break this zone, that candle, if we break this zone here down, beautiful push to the downside. Absolutely stunning push to the downside. And you can use a fib. I mean, you can use a fib down to the 61 area, roughly around here. There. That becomes a zone for you to watch. 50,787 points. Look at that. Beautiful move to the downside. Please have a look at this one, guys. All right, have a look at it. Beautiful. And then obviously S&P 500, quite similar here, guys, in terms of movement to the downside. Look at the daily perspective once again. Come on, sorry about that. Look at this, S&P 500. We've already rejected at that zone over there. We rejected quite beautifully at that zone over there. Look at that, the accuracy of that. We went up, 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 try to go up, rejected, came down, and we went all the way to the downside. So we watching this now very carefully here. If we break this zone here, more downside on the S&P 500, roughly to about 6,819 right there. Look at that. So let's see how it goes, guys. Let's loop back quickly. Oil price standing still at that area, 77, 76. Gold holding a little bit on that 4,112. Euro USD possibly found support here, higher low. Remember, we're looking to go above the 1.13. GBP USD, similar here. If we push above that trend line, beautiful high. AUD USD, very disappointing. I'll be honest, very disappointed in this one. NZD USD, still coming down. So the correlation is not 100% as what you would like. I mean, look at the NZD USD versus the Euro USD and the gold. It's not the same, all right? So AUD USD and NZD USD is in the same place there. US 30, we're waiting to see what happens at that low. What happens at that low that we're currently facing. S&P 500, we're also looking to see what happens at this low here. And then obviously we had the Euro AUD, but the GBP AUD is still looking good, you guys. Finally, we found the momentum we needed here. We waited quite a bit for this one, quite a couple of days. And then the Euro AUD, watch it very carefully now. If we break that zone down, beautiful short. Euro NZD, we're waiting to see what happens at that resistance. Right now, there's a bit of a mixed one here, guys. All right, there's a little bit of a mixed one here because there's no momentum that's tracking in the oil, in the gold, and in the Euro USD. There's no clear momentum yet at 1451 during the day. Now, that's what's going to be powerful about the new TD markets rollout. The next level rollout is that we will be doing more trading rooms, which means we'll be tracking this momentum a little bit more. All right. So premium, watch out for that gold, my friend. All right. Watch out for that gold price there. I know you want to sell there. And like I said, I understand why you went for that. But my friend, just watch out for the short-term micro movements there. Okay. 4133 is a danger zone for any short. Those could get a bit of a bias. And obviously, guys, moving into the future, we'll be using things like this. We'll be using the depth of market as well. So you guys can see how one can use the depth of market to actually place fantastic entries. It will be very educational, obviously, guys. All right, we have the ask price and we have the bid price, and we'll be using the depth of market so we can show you guys how to capitalize and sharpen that edge at the end of the day. That's what you want to do. You're going to sharpen your edge and have a consistent strategy or approach that you are using in the market. All right, but right now, no momentum at the moment. We'll obviously be back again on Thursday to see what's happening in the market. But for now, oil price stuck. The gold is stuck at this moment in time. We're waiting to see what happens on the short-term time frames. All right. But have a fantastic day further, guys. It's 14:53, 3:30. We're looking for the US Open to see what's happening. We've been streaming for 51 minutes. I think we've done a fantastic one in terms of breaking certain fundamentals down, in terms of updates, looking where the price is for now. And then obviously we'll be back to see if it actually goes that way or not. But right now, this is where we're at. All right. If you've not opened that account with us yet, guys, it's in our chat facility there, www.tdmarkets.com. You can also email our support team at care@tdmarkets.com if you are interested to know more about either your account manager. We have many students that want to come back. They've just been off for a little bit. Certain things happen in people's lives and they always come back. And if you have lost touch with your account manager, our support team can assist you. If there's any queries on your account, obviously our support team can also assist there. We're looking forward to hearing from you. All right. Have a fantastic day, guys. See you guys on Thursday. There'll be another trading room there, 2 o'clock. Have a good one. I'm Ashley Reeve here. What a pleasure. What a blessing being with you. Being with you guys. It's 23rd of June. We're almost done with this month, and we'll be rolling out the next level of the TD Markets Academy. Have a fantastic one. Ciao, ciao.